Hi everyone, this is Pat Douglas, and today I'll be discussing the most important elements of NCAA recruiting, focusing on Bylaw 13. Recruiting is one of the most regulated areas in college athletics, and understanding these rules is critical for maintaining compliance. As we begin today's presentation, the first question that we need to ask is, what is recruiting? Recruiting is the process of attracting and identifying prospective student athletes, or PSAs. The NCAA governs this process through Bylaw 13 to ensure fairness and integrity, prevent exploitation, and maintain competitive balance across all institutions. There are several definitions and terms to understand when it comes to recruiting. The first term is contact. Contact is any face-to-face interaction. The next term is evaluation. An evaluation is simply observing a PSA's abilities. A PSA can be considered as early as their freshman year of high school. Because there are different periods of recruiting, there are rules that dictate what coaches can and cannot do during those periods. As I mentioned in the previous slide, recruiting is broken into different periods. Each period has specific rules. During a contact period, coaches are allowed to evaluate and speak with PSAs. During an evaluation period, they are only allowed to observe. Quiet periods limit recruiting to on-campus, while dead periods prevent recruiting from happening altogether in person. A recruiting shutdown means there can be no recruiting activities whatsoever. Contacts and evaluations can begin at different times depending on the sport. For most sports, recruiting begins on August 1st of a PSA's junior year, but sports like basketball and football have different timelines. Coaches are also limited in how many recruiting opportunities they have per athlete. Communication is another major area in recruiting. Phone calls and electronic communication are strictly regulated. In most sports, communication begins after June 15th of a PSA's sophomore year. Boosters are especially restricted. They cannot initiate contact with a PSA. Recruiting materials include anything that is sent to a PSA, such as emails or letters. These must follow NCAA guidelines and cannot provide an unfair advantage or include impermissible content. One of the most important rules involves offers and inducements. Schools cannot provide benefits such as money, gifts, or special treatment to PSAs or their families. These are considered extra benefits and are considered major violations. Recruiting visits fall into two categories: official and unofficial. Official visits are paid for by the institution and can include travel, meals, and lodging, while unofficial visits are paid for by the PSA. Each type of visit has strict rules and limitations. There are also restrictions during visits. Schools cannot simulate game day experiences or provide excessive entertainment. Spending during visits is capped, and all activities must remain within a certain distance from campus. Additional bylaws such as 13.8, 13.10, or 13.11 address specific areas such as publicity, tryouts, and the use of recruiting funds. For example, Schools cannot entertain or employ a PSA's coach or publicly announce a PSA before they commit or host any tryouts for PSAs. From a compliance standpoint, recruiting is one of the highest risk areas. Violations can be severe, so coaches must be properly educated and work closely with compliance staff. As we wrap up today's presentation, we must remember that recruiting is both an opportunity and a responsibility. Success in recruiting is not just about talent evaluation, but also understanding and following NCAA rules to maintain integrity in college athletics. I'm Pat Douglas. Thanks for watching.